Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Screen Scene Guru coming at you with a new series review. This time on the series The Boroughs from Netflix. This dropped on May 22nd, so a relatively new release for Netflix. It's already charting on the top 10, so that's pretty good for the Duffer Brothers, the people who made Stranger Things. So very cool. I've got a page pulled up right here, IMDb, so I'm going to be listing off the episodes. Only 8 episodes, so it was a mini series. I would have liked it to go on a little bit longer, but 8 episodes was just perfect. So let's go into the description real quick. So we've got, in a seemingly picturesque retirement community, a group of unlikely heroes must band together to stop an otherworldly threat from stealing the one thing they don't have, time. So really cool concept, of course. It is stacked cast, guys. If you haven't seen the marketing for this show, it has quite a few predominant actors and actresses in it. Alfred Molina as, for one, Doc Ock. We've also got Bill Pullman, which is really cool, from Independence Day. We got... let's see who else. Let me go down to the cast real quick. Alfred Woodard, denisO'hare. So yeah, a lot of infamous actors and actresses we haven't seen in a while. Let's see, Clark Peters, he was really good in it as well. Jenna Malone, who plays the daughter of the main character. Let's see who else we've got. Oh yeah, Jane Zaxmark. So the mom from Malcolm in the Middle was in this show a lot, which was really cool. Flashbacks. Let me see. Do they have her listed? Doesn't look like they have her on there, which sucks. IMDb, they'd be slacking. But let me go up here real quick. Perhaps I'll mention her up here. Let me pull up the cast real fast on another page. Pause. Okay, so now that I've got another page pulled up, we've got the full cast. We've got Alfred Molina as Sam Cooper, our main character, who is moving into this new retirement home, the Boroughs. We also get to see his neighbor in the first 2 episodes, Bill Pullman, played by Jack. Really love that character. Really friendly, sweet, childlike. Then we got to see, let's see, who else? So Jenna Malone plays Claire, Sam's daughter, who's driving him to the community home because he has a medical condition. He can't see out of one eye, so he doesn't have a driver's license. Very interesting that he's an electrical engineer, too, moving to this community. Okay, let me pull up the full cast real quick. Okay, so we've got also one of the other neighbors, Alfred Woodard, played by Judy. Really awesome role for her. Her husband, Clark Peters, is Art. Didn't really care for Art's, performance in this. I like that he smokes all the time. He's trying to grow mushrooms, but it seems like he was kind of a loner when the rest of the community had stuff to do, like golf. He was kind of off by himself most of the time. So let's see. Oh, we also got denisO'hare as Wally. Really great performance from Wally. I love that character. Can't wait to see him in more stuff. I know he was in American Horror Story Hotel. That's the one show I've seen him in before. But if you guys have seen him in other things, definitely recommend them down below. So yeah, and then I want to say Jane Zaxmarka as Lily. She plays Sam's wife, who sadly passed of a stroke. He has PTSD about this, of course. The aliens, or entities, if you call it, are giving him flashback memories of his wife throughout the show. So let me go up to the episodes right now and pull them up for you. Like I said, they are on Netflix, all 8 episodes. So starting off, we've got, move this over real quick. Okay. When grieving widow Sam Cooper reluctantly moves to the desert retirement community, he discovers something is lurking beneath its perfect surface. So really awesome introduction to the show. Not a lot happens quite in this first morning or in this first episode. Besides, we get to see Jack shows up to Sam's new house. First off, we get to see the house was previously owned by another resident. The resident seems to be abducted or taken. We later find out the woman was killed in the home. So Sam moves in. We find out that the former resident had a husband who broke out of the manor to try to find his wife. He encounters Sam in the house. They have a bit of a scuffle, and then the care staff come to take the husband away back to the manor. And we get to see, Jack invites Sam to a barbecue, but he's reluctant to go to meet the neighbors. But once he discovers something more is going on in this community, he decides to take up Jack on his offer to go to the barbecue. We see episode 2, the morning after. So really shocking reveal at the end of episode 1. We do get to see one of the creatures feeding on Jack, supposedly drinking his spinal fluids or brain juice, if you will. Kind of reminds me of the same concept of the brain bug from Starship Troopers. So that was happening. Alfred Molina's Sam's character stumbled upon the creature and it was scurried away. And then authorities came to pick up Jack's body the next morning. It's very shocking stuff. Episode 2, morning after, still reeling, Sam seeks answers close to home. Renee gets a break in the case of the missing minerals. Judy and Wally face up to painful realities. So this is also the introduction of Gina Davis's character. Awesome. She kind of plays a activity director in this community center, and she talks about how crystals are going missing, quartz, which I thought was very fascinating. Episode 3, a pyramid. Sam and Wally decide to take a risk. Renee and Paz's investigation brings them closer together. Art seeks answers in the desert. So really awesome episode here as well. We get to see the gang fully together for the first time, kind of. Now that we've got, Renee and Pat's, one of the security guards, starting a relationship. I thought that was sweet. And of course, Art seeks answers in the desert. That's when he finds the mine, the peach tree. He gets a little bit younger, which I thought was a really cool concept for the show. So episode 4, we got Forbidden Fruit. Art savors the fruit of his explorations. Blight warns Sam that controversy comes with consequences. Renee makes a shocking discovery. So this is when they find out that the creatures are in fact getting into their homes through secret latches, secret tunnels underneath each one of the community homes. But yeah, really cool stuff there. And of course, Sam goes back to the manor to interview the husband of the former resident. He talks about how there's a key in the lights. He starts undoing all the light fixtures in the house to find this key. He eventually finds it, but it does make him look mad, quite mad. And of course, Sam's also making weapons. He's working on old TVs and making a device to where these entities kind of explode. So that was really cool. Going on to episode 5, another beautiful day. Sam, Judy, and Wally uncover a new side of the Boroughs. Renee and Paz go on a road trip. Blaine tries to convince Claire to take action. So throughout this whole show, we're seeing Blaine, the mayor of this town. Supposedly, he was the founder, the CEO of the Boroughs back in like the 50s or 60s, but he looks like a young man. We find out throughout the show that there is another entity they call Mother, that they've been siphoning off her fluids and absorbing them to stay young and to stay healthy. But in order for Mother to produce this fluid, her children, the gray spiders, have to absorb the brain fluids of elderly people and kill them. So that's not too good. That's why they had to create the community, the Boroughs. So going on to episode 6, I guess. Yeah. The Gray Rebellion. With the entire gang under Blaine's thumb, Sam desperately seeks a way out. Art and Judy hit a breaking point. Wally gets a taste of a new life. So this is when, of course, the whole group is kind of brought in, and they're threatened, essentially, told not to tell anyone about this. They're told that they'll be pulled off the rotation of the alien creatures feeding off them. But Wally has to work for them, studying how to protect Mother. They let Wally have some of the orange juice that they're all drinking, which looks a lot like the peach juice from the peach tree, but the peach tree is dead, and it's no longer growing fruit. So I'm wondering, they mention that, what's his name, Blaine, back in the 50s, or I guess it was like the early 1900s, discovered Mother as an egg. She hatched, and then they started like taking stuff from her to retain their youth, because let me pull up the cast real quick. Okay, so Blaine is played by Seth Nurmrich, okay? And his wife is played by Alice Annalisa. And her backstory was she had polio, and so he wants to protect his wife, keep her from losing her the ability to control her limbs. So I understand it's like a sad backstory, but also these people have lived plenty of time, like 2 or 3 lives in one. And I like Paz, Carlos Miranda. Paz was cool. Like I said, I would have liked Bill Pullman a little bit more in it as Jack. Let me see what else. So that was The Great Rebellion. Episode 7, Time to Go. As the anniversary party approaches, Annalisa reveals a painful secret. The gang gets in gear. Okay, I'm back. So the gang, let's see, where was I? So I already did episode 6, episode 7. And the anniversary approaches, the 75th anniversary of the Boroughs. So they have to have a big presentation and celebration. Annalise reveals a painful secret as the gang gets in gear for a high-stakes rescue mission at the manor, of course. So they're trying to save Mother. At first, they think she's a creature they have to get rid of because, of course, she's taking the lives of the old folks in this community. But, of course, the cabal, if you will, or the group of people running the Boroughs don't care really about old people. They don't think even old people care about old people. So very interesting plot for this show. And it really shows gives a highlight on an older, aging community and who is looking after them. So episode 8, this is the last episode, guys. Triple Audible, with Blaine and Alice desperate to capture Mother. Sam and his friends put it all on the line to save their neighbors and set things right. So this was an interesting finale to a show. The show was overall really good, and it wrapped up pretty nicely, left a little bit of a cliffhanger. So I'm going to go into spoilers. There's been spoilers throughout the video, but real quick. So they get to the tunnels underneath the Boroughs, which lead out to the mine system which it's an old mining town. That's where Art found the peach tree, where it gave him his youth back for a moment, and then he reverted back to being old. So I'm guessing that Mother was hatched somewhere near that peach tree, and now the peach tree is dying. It's dead, just like Mother was dying. They brought Mother back to the peach tree, and her children came, the gray spiders, and she seemingly blew up. Explosive combustion. And then we got to see a little bit at the end of the episode, Sam's character seemed to be phasing in and out, almost as if he was an illusion or a hologram. So I'm not exactly sure what they want to say for season 2. If they're doing a season 2, Duffer Brothers, definitely come out and do another one. It was really good. Yeah, I would like to see where the story goes. I mean, I know they got rid of the mayor and his wife and all the people in charge, but maybe we can see another season where Alfred Molina and the other characters maybe take control of the Boroughs, maybe try to figure out more of the secrets there. I would like to see a season 2, but that is my full review for the Boroughs. Be sure to like and subscribe to the videos channel. I'm doing more videos all the time. I'm going to be covering real quickly some movie news that I have. So real ip, in the world of trailers, we got Onslaught, which is a really cool trailer for a military-style Arjuna film. Looks to be she's a stay-at-home mom after being a veteran, and then now she is taking on some kind of special access program, cyborg, it looks like. So that's really cool. Masters of the Universe premiered at a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good. That's in the fresh. Had a Summer Game Fest this week, so they announced a couple of titles, which is God of War Laufey is officially coming, and they did confirm Santa Monica Gaming Studios said they got some backlash about, the main character being a 40-year-old woman. I don't know why people have a problem with that. I think it's cool. There need to be a lot more female characters. But they did confirm Kratos will return to the God of War franchise. He will be a playable character in more upcoming games. So I felt like they were kind of scared by releasing that and then had to make a statement. PS5 State of Play. So yeah, like I said, Kratos' wife, Frey, is playing in this new God of War Laufey, which looks really good. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis was announced. A Backrooms 2 is already in the works. Not sure if they're going to get the same director or not. They did confirm Jean Grey is part of this Wolverine video game. There isn't an X-Men group formed yet, but there are a few X-Men out there helping mutants, so that's cool. Dune Awakening, new trailer dropped. And then Amazon is rebooting Stargate, but unfortunately the series that they just talked about a few months ago got canned, and apparently Richard Dean Anderson and the cast from SG-1 are not coming back. The writers aren't coming back. And I have a feeling this is a lot to do with their AI scripts, which they were praising, saying were so good. I don't trust AI, so you gotta come up with something else. Amazon's doing a week early screening for Spider-Man Brand New Day. You guys can get your tickets through the Amazon Prime membership and Fandango. So that's going on. Similar to the Superman release. The Russo brothers tease fans by promoting a coffee instead of their own movie, Doomsday, which kind of shocked people. Kuwait is being targeted currently in the Middle East, and Qatar. They're taking heavy, intense bombing from missiles and drones from Iran right now. Major airport in Qatar was attacked, several injured. So that's just like global affair news. Microsoft was found in Seattle, I recently discovered, and Seattle has 5 movie theaters, which is the most per capita city. Most theaters or most cities have only 3 or 4, but Seattle has 5, which is a major for their capital. State of play, yeah, they announced summer game projects. A lot more is coming. Book of Boba Fett Season 2 is probably getting announced as well. We got Lena the Plug, apparently is divorcing Adam 22 and claiming she wants full rights custody to her child, which makes sense, and the film studio that her and her husband created. And considering she is an adult film actress and her husband was the producer, I guess, I feel like she should get paid. Jay Stratton has a memorandum coming at the end of the year. Apparently Dan Farrow has helped him work on this. And he talks about the predator entity that he sees that goes invisible. And apparently Out of the Shadows is what it's called. And it's going to be coming out October 13th, 2026. New expose on government programs. Former Central Intelligence officer who worked for UAPDA, which Congress is trying to pass legislation on whistleblower protection and getting these people out there to tell their stories. Even if it isn't in a public setting, they want them to tell their stories. And it looks like they've approved his book. So that's cool. Then we got female leads in upcoming games cause controversy, which, like I said, they called God of War, God of Woke. Zack Snyder is doing a reboot of Escape from New York, which could that be pretty good? Scary Movie comes out, and it's #1 film of the world. The Odyssey gets an R rating, and it also crashes ticket sales, or ticket sites, should I say. Fandango, Amazon, even the AMC movie theater website was crashed. Obsession has grown in theaters. It's done an amazing 44-year event, which hasn't been seen in a long time. Apparently, it's had a steady growth in theaters, leading up to a very big financial profit, similar to E.T., the extraterrestrial, Steven Spielberg's film from the 80s. So the last time we saw a big opening like this, a small opening, which led to a big profit, was E.T. 44 years ago. So that's pretty cool. You don't often hear those charts being broken. So I mentioned AMC's site crashed due to both Supergirl and Odyssey tickets being online, but it's mainly the Odyssey tickets why the site crashed. And then Spider-Man Brand New Day, reportedly runtime, it's 2 hours and 25 minutes, which is just perfect. Godzilla Destroys All Monsters is going to get a remaster in development with new plans to launch new features in November. So hopefully new islands, new creatures to fight. I really love that game. ODNI and the CIA are harassing whistleblowers. This came out at Contact in the Desert last Saturday. Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp were on the Weaponized podcast talking about how people from the government that asked whistleblowers to come in to give testimony have since threatened them. They've, called them Zionists, called them different things. Very concerning stuff that CIA and ODNI are doing. Anthony Head passed away at 72, sadly. Giles from Buffy, the librarian, really great actor. I heard he was in Ted Lasso as well, so I haven't seen that yet, but I mean to catch up. Saw video game from Lionsgate is coming out, and it's taking place 100 years before Kramer, so before our current Jigsaw. This was back in like World War I or World War II, and there's a different doll too. There's a little girl doll instead of Jacksaw, or they called him Saw, right? Yeah. Anyway, kind of stupid that Lionsgate is doing video games, right? But Sony, or not Sony, Paramount is doing a video game about Star Trek, a horror game. So that's very interesting as well, called like Dark Frontier. So that's really cool. Alien Isolation 2 got confirmed, got a little trailer for it. They're also working on Alien Battle Team Elite 2, Captain America, Black Panther 1943, Rise of Hydra is being developed. It's coming out in 2027 now instead of this year, so it got delayed. But that's all the news that's fit to print. Thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen, for watching my video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow the channel for more spicy content coming out at you. Until next time, I'm signing off. Bye-bye.